Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello. Hey, everybody can continue to eat, but you can't talk. All right, so we got a lot of food. I'm just going to get things started real quick, do the ceremonial thank yous that, you all get bored with, but I have to do them anyway because there's so many people to be thankful for. So thanks for coming tonight. Those are from the area here, and a lot of people travel from a long ways away, so I appreciate everybody coming. It's truly an honor for those that are still playing and coaching that have helped shape a generation of local football players. Before we get started, I'd like to recognize a few folks who are here tonight with us. When we started the DC Touchdown Club last year, our goal was to foster a sense of community pride throughout the local football landscape, much like what the Touchdown Club of Washington did for more than 60 years. So tonight we're joined by at least two of their former members, and I know a lot of you guys went to those events. Wish I would have. Somehow they passed me over for the Timmy Award. I don't know how the hell that happened, but tonight we got Charlie Brotman and Hal Dickinson from the former Touchdown Club. Thanks, guys, for coming. We're also joined tonight by several men who have won the Timmy Award from the Touchdown Club of Washington. If you could please rise, I think we have over 10 in attendance, so these people understand the history and tradition of the award and the importance of getting this going again. So can you, former Timmy Award winners, please rise? Strip matter, get up, come on. Lee Brantover, Vinny Allen. As a lot of you know, we also run the Military Bowl, and we have tremendous support from our board of directors that are here in attendance. It's their support and leadership that provide nights like this. Hopefully you guys are having as good a time as I am. I mean, I love this thing. I would do it every week if my wife would let me. But thanks again to your support. We also have some guests here from the United States Naval Academy, the new home of the Military Bowl, which we're very proud to be at. If you did not attend this past year, we have Maryland versus Marshall. You're welcome to join us, of course, next year. It was truly a wonderful experience, not only to be at the stadium, but to be in the city of Annapolis. We're honored to have one of the leaders of the Washington Redskins defense the past 7 years with us. And I got a little trivia question. It's my favorite trivia question. What are the two colleges that this man attended? John Carroll, that's easy. What's the other one? My alma mater, St. Francis University. Which is sort of funny, really. I mean, when you think about it. Yeah. So London, of course, won a Super Bowl, played in 4 Pro Bowls, played in 256 consecutive games. I mean, imagine doing that with what he does for a living. That's really incredible. We're also humbled to be honoring 3 men who have long served the youth in our metropolitan area. They've worked long hours, never saw credit, but were among the most influential people in the lives of thousands of teenage boys. We'll hear more about them later, but I'd like to take a moment to recognize Coach Jim Fagan, Coach Joe Gallagher, and Coach Willie Stewart. Thank you for all you have done for the thousands of youth. It's really an inspiration to others. I played a little football, wasn't very good, but I'll never forget I remember every coach. You don't really remember your teachers. It's sort of sad to say, but you remember your coach. So I had this coach, Steve Orsini. Some of you guys might remember the Orsini family. So he was my first tackle football coach. I was in 4th grade, 85-pound football team. And I think the only reason he took me is because my other 2 brothers were on the team. They were in 5th and 6th. Felt sorry for my mom because my dad was out of town a lot. But Coach Orsini used to yell at me. And being on this team, I don't remember even getting in one game the whole season. It was just ridiculous. But he used to yell at me, grab me by the face mask. He'd have a black label in one hand and a cigarette in the other. He said, "Beck, what's a 5-letter word?" I'm like, "Coach, I don't know. You yelled a lot of 4-letter words at me, but a 5-letter word." He goes, "Think, T-H-I-N-K. I mean, I just, so hit the hole, think. I'm like, okay, scared the shit out of me. Sorry, Coach Wooten. I am from the Coach Wooten school of non-cussing, but I realized a few years ago I really like to cuss. So I apologize to Coach Wooden and Coach Wooden for that. Hopefully you'll forgive me. But so, numerous years later, 35 years later, and Coach Orsini had a tryout with the Colts. He was a big guy, just muscular. And I went to his wife's funeral, and there's a line out the door at Pumphrey's Funeral Home, 200 people. I finally get up there, and I said, Coach Orsini, how are you? He goes, who are you? I said, I'm Steve Beck. He goes, Beck, what's a 5-letter word? So, he probably said that to everybody in the 200 line, but it meant a lot to me. So, we have another little thing tonight. The Bill Phillips Memorial Fund is very special. We have a speaker that will talk about that a little later. But without any further ado, just a special thanks goes out to this next gentleman, Doc Walker, who has helped us through the event, helped us put it together, and has been really terrific, and will do a terrific job as MC, as he always does. Ladies and gentlemen, Doc Walker.
Thank you, Steve. I wish we had some film of those few plays you got in. I'd love to see if you were tough enough to stick your nose in and hit somebody. It's a lot of coaches in the room. It's Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day. We have several. I'm hoping that, and I think it's appropriate, that Coaches Day be considered, because what Steve mentioned about his academic advisors and teachers, who we resent for the most part, especially when you're that young and ill-informed, then your coaches who have to take on so many hats. And I kid around a lot with Kevin Sheehan, who I work with at 980. And he coaches youth basketball, and he really puts a lot into it, so I call him Coach. I don't throw coach around unless you've earned it. I don't ever call anybody a coach that's not a coach, that doesn't put in the time. And I go, and I'm really proud because my oldest son, Austin, is coaching at Georgetown Prep, and you don't coach because you're just available. You coach because it's in you, and you can't not do it. No one can say, hey, I need help, do you care? No, you either are or you aren't. And when you are, then you're willing to break so many barriers. I'm from the 70s. So in the 70s and late 60s, we had a lot of social issues in this country. And had my coaches been racist, been bigots, or been anything that was ill to it, it would have affected my entire life. I had a man that picked me up when I was Little League playing 12 years old, Jim Womack, worked at Sears and Roebuck. Picked me up every day to practice, took me home. If we won, I got to go to McDonald's. If we lost, you got nothing. And I became a fanatic, a competition. I'm a competition addict. Because early on, every time we won, people did nice things for you. I go, hey, I kind of like this. This is pretty good. And so it started by a Caucasian gentleman that didn't live in my neighborhood. We didn't even have a car. Father's a Marine, mother's nurse. This guy came into my neighborhood every day, picked me up, brought me back. And this is during the time when the Black Panther Party was out in 68, 69, Watts riots. All of these convergence are going on. I got a man that's invited me to his home. His brother, Jim Womack, had a little bit more cash. He had a house with a pool and the whole thing. And we won a championship. You always had a pool party. Once again, a coach sharing his home, sharing his family. So when you take on the responsibility of coach, several things happen. You're not going to get rich. You're going to be away from home a lot. You're going to see other people's children more than your own. You're going to go to a number of these salad and pasta and chicken dinners. And in the end, there are people going to come to you 25 years later and tell you what an impact you had on their life. And that's why I'm so excited about this awards, the legends that we will honor, that should be honored far more often. But we got to start somewhere because of the contribution that they've given to others. Not themselves, not being selfish. Yeah, they want to win. They really want to win. But even when they lose, they teach, and they control and structure lives. And so for that, I'd like us to put our hands together for all those that coach and all those that support coaches.